My mom and my dad got married when I was 2 years old.
I swear I was never going to go out with a divorced woman, or especially somebody with a kid. And then I meet Pam, and I meet this little girl. And phew, everything I had said before was totally out the window. Even though she wasn't biologically my daughter, she was almost from minute one that I saw her. I mean, I just couldn't help but love this little girl who ends up being ultimately the person that saves my life.
We're dancing the Cotton Eye Joe at the wedding.
Oh, nice.
Mom and Dad.
And they backed up the trailer.
When I was a kid, my dad was always into running. He ran track at Baylor. People always thought he was a cop because he was in such excellent physical fitness and he had the mustache.
I was very active. I ran, I did track meets, decathlons, I got into that. Hiking, biking, I mean, we did, and my wife and I, that was just common stuff.
I was living in Louisiana at the time, but my mom would tell me when we would talk on the phone, Dad's not feeling well today. And then it came more and more frequently. Dad's not feeling well, he's really tired.
Just walking down my driveway to pick up the newspaper, I was totally exhausted. And I turned around, I could hardly get back. I had to stop and catch my breath, and it felt like a trek to get back to the front door, and that can't be more than 30, 40 feet.
We started to realize something was really wrong.
I go to the doctor, and he says, okay, after I have the physical, and he calls me the next day and says, something's terribly wrong. You've got a blood disease of some fashion because your white blood count is just off the charts, and you need to get into St. Luke's. And who's the one that drops everything, and comes down to support me is Andrea.
I immediately packed my bags and I went to the hospital with them to hear what the doctor had to say, and they told us that it was leukemia and lymphoma and that it was pretty in advanced stages and we needed to start chemo right away. And so he started chemo and it worked.
When you're done, they give you a couple of weeks off and then they test you, and I was in remission. And so it's, oh, hooray, ring the bell, you're in remission. And mentally you think, I got this beat. And I stayed in remission for 18 or 19 months, and then it came back. And I could feel it coming back. I could feel myself getting tired. I could feel my lymph nodes all of a sudden getting bigger. And it just go back in and they test you and go, yep, your cancer's back.
Started doing chemo and it wasn't working like it was last time. The only thing that you can do now is get a stem cell transplant. They said the best chance you have is a sibling. That'll be the closest match, and he has 4 siblings, and they were all tested, and they all were not a match.
Nobody around here was a match, and I have brothers and sisters, and even though we're all related, none of them were a match for me.
And there was a man by the name of Trent Noel, and we didn't know who he was at the time. He was in the United States Navy and was the only match.
He was in Maryland, and they flew it here, and they transferred his stem cells into me.
So because of the stem cell transplant, his cancer went back into remission.
And for 3 months, I was doing pretty good.
So the stem cell took, and he was feeling better, but he was on so many anti-rejection drugs and steroids that it started messing with his system, and he was feeling bad and was admitted to MD Anderson again.
And so I went into a tailspin, and they kept putting in more drugs, and apparently all the drugs that they were giving me, some of it negatively affected the kidneys and shut them down.
He went into kidney failure, so he had to start dialysis. And he did dialysis every other day here at his house.
I was on dialysis for 1.5 years, I think 18 months. And during that time, they watch you, they test your blood and everything to see if you're strong enough to have a transplant.
They said he was healthy enough that he could get a kidney transplant and that they could start testing people. Insurance only covered so much, only a few people to be tested, and I wasn't going to be one of them because I'm not biologically related. I just felt this calling. I felt it on my heart that God said, this is what you need to do. You need to be tested.
And Andrea wanted to be tested, and we thought, well, that's nice, but she's not related to me. And the doctors kept saying it really, the best match is somebody that's related to you. So if I had a twin or something, that'd be a perfect match.
And I came to my parents and I said, please let me be tested.
She ended up being the match.
I think I just sat there stunned for about 2 minutes, and then the tears came.
The stem cell transplant I had changed my DNA, changed all my blood type and everything, and all of a sudden, her blood type and kidney were the match to me. Had I not received that kidney, I don't know if I'd be here.
The surgeon came in with his assistant and they said, I just want you to know that this was meant to be. And he said, you had one extra artery on your kidney that I've never seen before. And because of that extra artery, we were able to remove it and attach it to your dad that much easier. Your kidney was always meant to be donated.
Some people look at me and say, boy, you're so strong, you got over cancer. No, it's not me. I mean, this is, on the outside, this is me, but I have strength inside of me because I believe. I know what it is that's going on, and it's God's hand on me, and it's not Bill Schultz's strong, because if Bill Schultz is going to be doing it, chances are he's going to mess it up and fail.
I just remember celebrating and being so happy and just so thankful and appreciative. God does answer prayers. He does perform miracles. To him, we do matter, and the power of prayer, it works.
Somebody is directing my life, and it's not just somebody, it's God.
I'm proud that I was able to help him. He helped me so much growing up, and I was able to give back a little bit, and to God be the glory.